In this video, we're going to talk about background graphics. Now, background graphics could be a title screen, could be something that's just a watermark that's going to be behind your game. More or less anything that's going to take up the full size of the screen. Now, you may have had some background graphics created, and it may turn out that they're just not quite the right size for the game screen size that you've got in mind. So, that might cause a problem. You might want to go in and fiddle with the graphics a little bit to make them be a little bit different. Try to get somebody to add on some additional size to them, but you can actually do this fairly easily in the game. And we've got some graphics. There's a graphic that's included with your game assets here. Let's minimize the Visual Studio for a second. In your game assets that come with the course, there's one here called background.png, and it's 500 by 500, and that's probably not the size you want, but I just did this so that you can see how this works. So we're going to take that graphic and we're going to use it in a game screen that is not 500 by 500, and it'll all work out. So let's get Visual Studio back here. Let's come into the content directory. We're going to add a new folder, and we're going to call this Images. And then right click on it and add existing item. And now we have to go find our game assets. So there they are. And the game assets directory. There's our background.png. And it's brought it in. So now we need to come in here and create some variables to deal with this. So we're going to add a variable for the image, which is a texture 2D. And you can call this anything you want that's not a reserved word. But since we're going to use this as a background, I tend to use these BG underscore and then number them. But you can be more descriptive if you want. Then down in the load content, get rid of the comment here. And then you're going to want to take your image. So we've got our BG underscore 01 is going to be set equal to content dot load, and then less than, and it's a texture 2D, and greater than, and then open parentheses and double quote, and then this is just where it is, the images directory, and the image itself is called background. Remember, we don't need the .png extension, so there it is, it's loaded up. So that's good. So now we've got the variable there. And now we just need to draw it. So we'll come down to the draw method here, get rid of this comment. And we've got our sprite batch.begin, which is our opening bookend on writing stuff to the screen, writing 2D stuff to the screen. And then sprite batch.end, which is our closing bookend, open close parentheses, semicolon. And then in the middle, sprite batch.draw, and open paren, and the image is BG001. And then the placement is this, we're going to use this vector2.0, which is 00. Remember, graphics are placed by the upper left-hand corner. And then color.white, because we don't want any tinting on it. Now, this is just how you would do this, but it's a 500 by 500 graphic, remember. And is full screen equals true. Let's just comment that out so it takes it back to our default screen size. Comment out apply changes. And so now our window is going to be back to our bordered window, but it's definitely not 500 by 500. So let's see what we've got. Okay, there it is, 0, 0. It's on the left side. Not really what we want. So let's fix this. So the first thing we're going to do is come in here and come up with a way to make that image be a slightly different size as it appears in the game. So to do this, we're going to create another variable here called graphics device. And then I'm just going to call it DEV. And then I'm going to create an integer called screen width and another integer called screen height. Okay. Now, if you absolutely knew what size the game window was going to be in the end, you wouldn't have to be quite this elaborate, but this will work and it'll let you change your screen size later on or let you work with a screen size that's not quite the same as what I'm going to show you in this game here. So here in our load content method, we're going to set the DEV, our device, equal to graphics.graphics device. So that's saying, okay, it's all set up as a Windows game graphic device. Now we're going to take our first integer variable, the screen width, and say that's equal to our graphics device, which is the screen presentation parameters dot back buffer width. Now that's a little complex way, but that's just saying find out how big the game window width is and put that into the screen width variable. Then screen height is equal to the DEV dot presentation parameters dot, and you probably know what's coming, back buffer height. So there it is, semicolon. So now we've got our two variables set. We're almost ready to draw. We need one more little thing, and that's another variable, but this is only used here in the draw method, so we can just create this here in the draw. So right here before the sprite batch begin, we're going to create a variable called a rectangle, which is just something with a width and a height, and goes kind of like this. So rectangle screen rect is equal to new rectangle, and this is kind of funky syntax, but it's the way it works, 0, 0, and then screen width and screen height. Which, yeah, there it is at the top. Okay, so close paren, semicolon. There it is, our screen rect variable. And now we can use this for our rectangle size here in the draw line instead of our vector 2, 0. Just put that in. So screen rect, and draw method understands this, so that'll all work. So we'll save it and we'll run. And there it is. Okay, so look what's happened. The image, the 500 by 500 image, has now been stretched to the size of my game window. And because I used my variables and captured the screen width and height, even if I were to resize my game window now, the graphic would still go along with it. So yeah, it's a little stretched out because, well, this game window is a good bit wider. If that's acceptable, fine. If it's not, well, maybe you have to go back and redo your graphic. But I think you'll find in most cases you can get away with quite a bit just taking your graphics and stretching them a little bit one way or the other, because the user doesn't know what it looked like originally. They just know what it looks like in the game, and that's just your artistic, stylistic way of doing it. So in most cases, they're going to be just fine with it, unless it's a photograph and then it's a person who looks a little unrealistic in how they're stretched out, and You don't want to say, well, that was just a stylistic thing that we did. So anyway, there it is. That's how you stretch an image to make it work. So that's it for this chapter, and we'll see you in the next one.